What if Deku was abused? Let's get it. So here we go. Um, we gonna start this with a just so y'all know, Inko isn't his real mom. Okay, just so y'all can get this straight once I start hearing more about it along in the story. Inko is not his real mom. There's some other bitch who she left. Who she left Deku. And basically, like, his dad, like, nah, I didn't want his ass. So, like, yeah, Deku was, like, all alone now. Like, he was put into an orphanage. And he grew up there for, like, up until he was 6, until Inko came there with, her husband, Asashi, yeah, Asashi Midoriya. And let's say that Asashi really didn't like Deku that much because, Deku had, let's say he had, like, horns, like horns and a hollow mask and some wings. Basically, like, his feathers shoot out blue flames, and he has like a metalized quirk. So yeah, Inko wants Deku, because she sees how mean. I mean, like, how he looks, and so she feel like the dorm mother, let's say she says like you really don't want him, and she was like, why? Because just look at him. He has horns and wings. Isn't that villainous? And Inko says no, it's not. The quirk doesn't make the person. The person makes the quirk. And like the dorm and like the head mistress of the orphanage, like, oh, I didn't see it as that. And she basically, like, there were kids who had villainous quirks, but like she basically told them, "You're gonna be a villain one day, so you can't be a hero. So just give up." As she goes to the, as she gathers up those children, and she just tells Nico saying, "Oh, okay, here, you can take him, and his name is Izuku, and you'll see why I gave him that name. Um, yeah." His name is Deku, and Inko takes like, let's say, like, this can be like a month, 1 month after they had Deku. Asashi just said, "Fuck it, I don't want this kid no more," and he just left. My boy Deku, feeling all alone now. Like, one day Inko gets home, like, she was drunk. She had like about like a lot of beer and the smell of alcohol on her. But yeah. She was drunk and basically like she went in Deku's room to check on him. And she went in there and she thought like it was his fault that he left. He did it to me. I should have killed him. And basically, like, let's say that Inko, really didn't want to kill Deku. But like, let's say she takes it too far. Like, instead of killing, rated R. Straight rated R all night. Like, she basically, forces Deku out his bed, dragging him with her quirk in her hands, and she just, throws, and she just, throws Deku into her room. Like, let's say that Inko, she was like black out drunk, like she didn't know what she was doing, and basically, like, she basically, forced Deku to do some underage shit. Basically, like, she fucking raped Deku. She raped Deku and broke Deku. Like, at the orphanage, like, there were some kids who, let's say, who took being like, let's say, Alabama too far. They saw each other as like brothers and cousins or some shit like that. Like no one did that shit. Like fucked. They didn't have what it is. Some did know what bedtime sparring was. So yeah, my boy Deku, like Inko wakes up and she sees Deku by her all, balled up, and she sees like what happened. Like let's say that Inko used her quirk and gave Deku like some. Let's say she didn't drug Deku because that would have made Deku feel a little worse. She gave Deku like a condom, and like let's say like she gave that to Deku, and she forced it on Deku's might, and basically like they had some fun. That's all I'm gonna give y'all for fucking rated R. That they had some fun, and my boy Deku was crying because Inko was using her quirk on Deku. Like Inko knew that Deku's wings were fucking sensitive, and his horns was too. And she just fucking grabbed his horns, just grinding, grinding. I tell you, that happens, and like Inko, like yeah, Inko wakes up, and she knows like everything is coming back to her, and she's Deku just balled up into a ball, like with his, let's say that his feathers were like out because Inko, she basically tortured the fuck out of Deku. As like she asked Deku, "Are you okay?" And Deku just screams, "Get away from me!" As he runs into his room, Inko sees like no clothes on him or her, and she's like, "What happened?" And she gets it like all back to her in one in a like let's say in a minute, and she's like, "Holy shit, I fucked him." Basically, like let's say that this happens like every time Inko gets drunk or something. Inko comes home, blacked out, drunk. She doesn't, have like bedtime sparring with Deku no more. It's like she basically only drinks a little because she feels guilty for raping Deku, and Deku's in his room, like having a trauma, like having a trauma attack. Like he is, in his room balled up with his door locked. Like one night, Inko, comes to Deku's room saying, "Are you okay?" And she sees Deku just sitting there, shivering. And like, let's say that Inko tells Deku that Inko tells Deku that she's gonna be gone for like a week or two. Not a week, like 2 to 3 months. And in this, what if Mitsuki didn't have Bakugo? She didn't have Bakugo. So basically, like, let's say that you know, Inko, tells Mitsuki about Deku and everything, and basically Inko tells Deku, "Hey, I'm gonna be gone for a little bit. I'm gonna have my friend come over and help to watch you. Her name is Mitsuki Katsuki. Katsuki, like I don't know her name, like Mitsuki Katsuki, or yeah, Katsuki. I don't know, like Bakugo is. I don't know his mom name. Like I'm gonna give her like Katsuki as her last name because I don't know it. Mitsuki Katsuki or Bakugo. Mitsuki Bakugo. Yeah, that Mitsuki Bakugo. And it's like Deku. I mean, Inko tells Deku all about her and her quirk, and Deku's like, you, 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 you can go. It's like she basically like, leaves, and she has like, let's say that she fucking recorded it. Like she sees what she did to Deku, and she sees like Deku's face. It was like, I did that to a little kid. What what should I do? I broke him. Deku's in there, let's say that he cuts himself. And yes, this is a dark what if. Like Deku cuts himself at the age of 8. 8. And like, Mitsuki come over, and like one day Mitsuki come over and Deku's in his room, looking at, All Might. It's like he hears Inko voice, like a drunken voice of Inko, and he just hides in his room, like let's say that he's up under the bed, like let's say Inko's on the phone with, not Inko, like Mitsuki's on the phone with Inko, and basically like Inko tells Mitsuki, hey, I need for you to go check on Izuku. And like once Mitsuki get there, she basically like wanders the house, and she sees like scratches on the wall. Let's say that you know mm, Inko like not Inko, like some people like Inko knew, told to babysit Deku. They all came home drunk and did some dumb had their way with Deku. And at this point Deku was traumatized. It was like it was only females. Females, 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 females. And Deku couldn't take it, so he just basically played dead. He played dead all the time, and they did it. Up until the point like, okay, I should probably use my quirk. Like his fire quirk is like not, it's like not that strong, cause like the girls have been using him like a fucking play toy. And let's say that Mitsuki come on, like, and she checks up on Deku. Deku, Deku thinks that this is one of his mom's friends who came over here to play to, let's say, play with him. And Deku just hides. Like, yeah, he hides up under the bed, like I said. And Mitsuki like says, "Oh, I don't see him." And Inko says, "He could be in his room hiding." It's just like, why? Like, some of my friends, let's say, yeah, some of my friends, they came over and they basically had their way with Deku. And Inko and Mitsuki just goes off like, "What? You let them have their way with your son?" And Inko says he's not my son. I adopted him. Like he basically she tells a story of what she did to Deku, and like let's say that she accidentally showed the video of Deku to like, let's say that she only saw the video, but like she basically deleted the video. And like in the video, like Deku's All Might is like not that big. How big is her All Might? Is 6, like almost like 6 or 7. Yeah, 6. Yeah, his name is 6. His All Might is 6. Okay, and basically like Inko's like, wow, okay, and she basically deletes the video on her phone, and she just says, I met a guy whose thing is 6 inches, They're like, oh, that ain't all. That's not even worth it. And they're all like, okay, okay, good for you. And they like, oh, all right. So basically, Inko tells the whole story, and Mitsuki like, okay, I'll be taking. Hey, Inko, can I take care of Deku? I mean, Izuku? And she says, sure, because after that night, Izuku never really wanted to talk to me at all. And Mitsu like, I wonder why. Under her breath. Mitsuki walks into, let's say, Deku's room, and she sits down on the bed saying, Izuku. And basically, Izuku comes out, let's say, in a blanket, covered up, as he's shivering. Like, he, like, basically, like, all the other girls say, get, like, to get undressed, like, they forcibly make him get undressed. And Deku says, I know what to do now. And Mick's like, what? Basically, he pulls the cover off his, like, body, and basically, like, he's butt ass naked. And Mick says, no, 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 no. I'm not like them. I am not like those girls. And if you're like, oh, why isn't Mitsuki, not hitting Deku for doing that? Because Deku is 8 years old. He is fucking 8. Hold on. Deku is 8 years old. So yeah, she's not gonna hurt a fucking 8-year-old. So like my boy Deku, like that happens, and Deku, let's say he gets he like Mitsuki give Deku like some clothes to put on, and Deku is sitting like, let's say, on the couch with Mitsuki, and Deku's is like all the way at the very edge of it. Like Mitsuki's sitting at the other end, and Deku's sitting at the other. And Deku, he basically he doesn't really like talking to you know females that his mom know. Just for that reason, Deku, he basically doesn't talk to Mitsuki, like he doesn't cozy up to her. But like, yeah, Deku, spends some time with Mitsuki. Like since Deku, let's say, he doesn't really know how to take baths, because like all the other females only gave Deku like bedtime sparring, straight bedtime sparring, and that's it. Deku didn't know how to fucking take a bath. Like Inko had to wash him. Literally had to fucking wash Deku. And Inko told Mitsuki that, and she's like, "Oh my god, what did you do to this boy?" And Inko, I mean Mitsuki, is just not nervous about taking a bath with Inko's kid, because like she has some basing drives where she had to do that because the kid was, let's say, not abused, like really didn't really feel comfortable taking a bath alone. So yeah, my boy Deku, I mean yeah, Deku and Mitsuki take a bath. Mitsuki, Mitsuki, she takes she gives Deku a bath, and she sees like all the cuts on his back from like the past females who did that shit to him, and she's like, where did these cuts come from? And basically, Deku tells her where they came from, and she's like, I'm gonna come on Inko when he gets back. So basically, like Inko, really doesn't want to come back because of what she did to Deku. And my boy Deku, he gets like he gets cozied up to, I'm not gonna say yeah, he gets cozied up to Mitsuki like a lot, to the point where he calls her his mom. Basically, like basically Mitsuki is okay with this because she's, let's say okay with this because of what Deku been through. So let's say one day, like this, like okay, like Deku doesn't have the same mindset as Bakugo. Deku, like this is like when he is in middle school. Deku and Deku and his girlfriend. I'm not saying girlfriend, but like yeah, his girlfriend. Like she like she basically you know not kisses Deku. Like she basically only sees Deku as like a plaything because like she's basically like, Deku is ripped. And she's seen the scars and she's like, oh my god, so fucking cute. I want yeah. And basically yeah, my boy Deku he gets like I'm a dip attitude. Like he breaks up with her like that, and like they started. They dated for like 14 years, not 14, like up until middle school. They dated for that long, and basically Mitsuki's let's say that she's getting a little bit lonely sometimes, to where like when Deku, Deku's okay with only Mitsuki with her bedtime story because he basically he's smart to the point where he knows where babies come from and shit. He knows how to do everything that you know that goes down in the bedroom. He does different things like that with Mitsuki. Like Mitsuki's a surprise. It's like basically she never taught Deku this. He just like let's say that he's seen that shit. Fucking he's seen that junk on the website. Basically, Deku thinks, okay, I can try this. I can do this. One day Mitsuki gets home like a little drunk. No, I'm not saying like she gonna do like what Inko did to Deku. Nah, like to the point where Inko like Mitsuki goes to Deku's room and she cuddles with Deku. And basically Mitsuki just fucking flat out, flat out told Deku how she felt about him. And like in this, what if Inko? I mean, Mitsuki is like let's say young, yeah, she's young, and basically Deku's okay. I'm alright with this because Deku had a crush on Mitsuki, like has a crush on Mitsuki. Mitsuki knows that Deku has a crush on her too, so yeah. Mitsuki says, Deku, and Deku like raises her eyebrow like yours. Hold the fuck on, like wait what? You want me to be yours, man? Like if you want me to be yours, I'm like down with that. Like I don't know how you gonna take it. And basically, yeah, that happens. And Deku, he is like he might like Mitsuki wakes up after going to sleep in Deku's room, and let's say that happens, and Deku, let's say that happens, and my boy Deku and Mitsuki Mitsuki wakes up and sees Deku, you know, let's say that he's shirtless, and she sees like all the like the abs, and she thinks like, okay, I may have put the guy tonight, okay, and she looks up and sees Deku, like holy fuck, it's a kid, and she just jumps up saying, no, 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 I'm sorry, Zuku, I didn't like Deku looks up saying, so like, mom, not mom, like he calls her Mitsuki, like saying something like Mitsuki. It's like, whoa, Mitsuki. And he says, yeah, you fucking share that shit in my ear all morning. I don't want you to, I don't want you to be mine. And she's like, blushes like, they said that. And they said, yeah, you fucking kept on singing until I fucking touched you and shit. And basically, you fucking start moaning and you pee the bed a little bit. And basically, like, you see, like, I, I didn't, I didn't mean to, I didn't, I mean, like, I didn't mean to do that to use Deku. And basically, you know, Deku had said I had to clean the sheets and your fucking pants. I'm like, my pants? And Deku says, yeah, of course. And when you have fucking bacteria infection on your shit, like on your kitty, and he said that, and basically me excuse blushes a little bit because like Deku's like, okay, you're my fucking mom. I've seen you change around me before, and I'm alright with that. Like, yeah, he's alright with Mitsuki changing around him because she did that once before, and Deku was like unfazed because like he's seen it, basically he's seen the female body before. He's seen, I mean, like everything from the up to the la, like he's seen all that shit. Basically, like to the point where it doesn't phase him. And Mitsuki really hasn't seen Deku, you know, be alone by himself. Like so that like one day as Deku was like in let's say middle school or something, Mitsuki plants like a baby monitor on like in Izuku's room. Like someone like pointed to his bed. Like once Izuku gets home, Mitsuki, acts like she's doing something. Like Mitsuki goes into her room and basically like she goes to her room and she turns on the baby monitor and she's looking and she sees like fucking, let's say that Deku does like the weird because like he has like some basically like he, let's say that he's smart to the point where he uses quirk to build like a laptop. He uses quirk to build like a laptop because he's basically because his intelligence is like up there and he knows how to do some things with his quirk. Like he turned his, let's say that he turned one of his feathers into like some into like a computer. Like he can turn his feathers into tech or something. He basically plucks one of his feathers and he basically touches it and it turns into like a red computer. And Missy is surprised. And my boy Deku, let's say, he looks up at CH, if you know what I mean. He he looks up at CH. If y'all don't know what that is, y'all too fucking young to put this shit. So my boy Deku looks up at CH and he sees like he sees everything and he clicks on the video and he clicks on the video and he just starts fucking Detroiting like fucking Detroit smash shit. Like he's Detroit smashing. Like Inko, I mean Mitsuki is like wow. For a kid in middle school, it's pretty big. It is pretty big. Pretty like shit like that shit is fucking big. Like I'm not I'm not making like his shit fucking no fit down his pants or some shit. It's like let's say 15 or 14 for like 12 or 13, not 12, like yeah 12 or 13 or 14. His shit is fucking 14. And Mitsuki's like, what the fuck. And like her insides, like her nether regions, go to the, let's say, go to her never, like she has like this weird fucking weird fantasy because like Miski likes anime in my what is Miski likes fucking anime. As Miski, let's say Mitsuki, has like this weird fucking fantasy of Deku, just like making her shit like, uh, it's like a nail gun. Like picture a nail gun going to going into fucking wood. Too fucking thick plywood. Too thick plywood. Yeah, that's what she has a fucking idea of. And like the plywood is like getting fucking drilled in and shit. Like water just just leaking out. And like Deku knocks on her door saying, "Hey, Mitsuki, I'm finished with my homework." And she's just like, "Hold on, Izuku, I need to clean up for a little bit." And Deku's like, "All right." Mitsuki fucking rushes to the bathroom and take a shower. And she sees her pants. Her shit was flopping. And my boy, and she takes a shower and she comes out in a fucking robe. Like she doesn't have like, let's say that it's a full body robe that covers up everything. It's a full body robe, and like she goes out saying, "What is it, Zuko?" And Deku sees this, and she like, and he looks up and down, and like, and like he gets like the idea about this because like on her bed there was a picture of Deku because like she was gonna have like that framed, and he sees like, let's say like a toothbrush or something by her bed too, and it's like and like some white stuff on it, and it's not what you think it is. You fucking dirty minded piece of shit. It is toothpaste. Yeah, so it is toothpaste. My boy, like she basically, okay, okay. Deku runs out and like, oh, sorry about you. And he goes into his room, thing like, not this time, not this time, not again. And like he basically said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to my room. I'm gonna look at what I like." And Mitsuki knows what he's gonna do. And he and on the way, he like in his room he had like one picture of Mitsuki that, let's say, that sits by his bed. That sits by his fucking bed on his nightstand. And funny, is his room on my figure? No. It's like any other day room. Like it had pictures and paintings and shit. And like CDs and like some like and like a stereo or something. My boy Deku, yeah, that happened. Like Deku goes around, he just fucking Detroit and smashing it like his whole bed. Detroit, mash. I mean bash, yeah. Detroit bash. Like Deku just in his room doing that. Mitsuki, here's the fucking bed fucking shaking. It's like, okay, I'm gonna need to go check my main monitor for another, like, again. And she goes back to see, like, a towel is over the baby monitor. Like, did he know? Like, did he, didn't know? Like, he just threw the towel on the fucking baby monitor. And he just, fucking just went at it. Mitsuki is like, okay, I'm gonna need to really rethink about what I do in this room. Because, Inko didn't, let's say she didn't really care if Deku did what he did in his room, because that was up to him. That was his room and that was his policy. So yeah, and this is where I'm gonna leave it off. So adios amigos, the numero uno Mad King. We're gonna give you another part in a few more minutes. Like and subscribe. And please, 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 please listen here. If you've seen the thing, like not the thing, like my Soundwave video, fucking like and subscribe, you dumbasses.